2.5 years ago was the last time I saw my older brother Josh. He was in South Carolina on Foley Beach. I went down there, hung out on the ocean. We went to some pubs, showed me the sights. Caught up on his new job he was working at Google. And when it came time to say goodbye, I said it was great seeing you and we'd see each other again soon, hopefully. When I got home, it wasn't almost 2 weeks later, I got a phone call saying that he had been hit on the side of the road by a distracted driver and had sadly passed away from the injuries he has sustained. This is the first time in my life that I had ever felt a depression, or even you could call it major depression. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to get out of bed. I turned to alcohol as a comfort, and it was just not good. Now, most people think of depression as this person, sad and upset all the time. But really, someone could be sad on the inside and still look okay on the outside. And for the most part, that's what me and my family members did. After a certain amount of time, people are sick and tired of you being sad. And so you kind of just got to put it away and, find other ways to deal with your depression. And so today I'd like to talk to you about depression, what it is, what causes it, the severity of it, and the treatments for depression. Depression is a mood, a constant mood of sadness or loneliness, and is also called major depression. The Centers for Disease Control Prevention estimates 8.1% of American adults over the age of 20 had a depression in any given 2-week time frame between 2013 and 2016. And I know 8.1% sounds like a small number, but if you picture the whole country like it's stating, then it starts to sound a little bigger. And I know what you're thinking now. Maybe, I've never felt like I've had depression before. Well, maybe you've had one of these symptoms: sadness, loneliness, hopelessness, angry, guilty, worthlessness. Maybe you were, you just couldn't eat, you couldn't sleep, you couldn't think, your body was sluggish, you couldn't move at work, you couldn't get out of bed. You may suffer from depression if you've had one of these symptoms. And according to the MayoClinic.org, depression is a severe disorder that can take a toll on you and your family. Often left untreated, can get worse. I agree with this statement because, like I was stating earlier, no one really wants to be around someone who's sad and angry all the time. It wears off on you, and it can affect your mood. And if you're someone who likes to keep that upbeat attitude, then you're not going to want to associate with that person. And if that person's, your partner or your family member, it can cause a real strain on that relationship. A health enthusiast and freelance writer, Valencia Huguera, states in her article, there are several possible causes of depression. They can range from biological to circumstantial, such as family history, brain structure, self-esteem issues. Certain medications, sadly, can cause depression as a side effect. And in my case, death of a loved one can cause depression. For me, losing my brother was my cause of depression, and being in a family of 6 with 3 siblings, I worried about my younger 2 siblings. I worried about my mother and father, how everyone was taking it. And, there were definitely nights where I felt hopelessness and I felt angry and I felt sad, and the bereavement was too much to bear sometimes. Uh, an associate professor at the Harvard School of Public Health, Stephen Gelman, stated in an online article that the mental health consequences of bereavement potentially are so severe they require treatment at a hospital setting. Now, I had never been in a hospital setting for depression, but my older brother actually had. He had actually inflicted self-harm and needed to be treated in the hospital. And sometimes people need to be kept in the hospital just for a little bit so they can get treatment for the self-harm they did to themselves, or they can get in the hospital and talk to somebody before they cause harm to themselves or others. There's other treatments for depression as well before it gets to, a point so severe like that needs to be treated in a hospital setting. Psychotherapy, like a therapist talking to someone, which I do personally, and it's helped me out greatly ever since. You could do stuff like exercise or simple exercise. Actually, let's talk about that one for a second. Exercise 30 minutes a day for 5 days a week releases endorphins when you exercise, and these endorphins are a hormone that improves your mood. Also, just taking care of yourself better, eating healthier foods, a better diet, going to sleep sooner, trying not to overwhelm yourself, like saying yes to too many favors or too many offers at work. It's important to give yourself a break and to remember that there are others out there for you that will help you in your time of need. I think that we all could benefit from being a little kinder to our neighbors and to strangers, classmates, peers, whoever. You never know who's having a bad day and might need a smile or a funny joke, a quick pick-me-up to get them through that day or even the rest of the week. So thank you for listening tonight, and I hope you learned a little something about depression and what causes it, and something you could do to treat it if you find yourself in that state of mind. Thanks for listening. Bye.